وبركاته. So tonight we're going to go, inshallah, through chapter Surat Ibrahim alayhi salam, verses 11 through 14. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أنبياء الله جميعا وعلى سيدهم وخاتمهم حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قالت لهم رسلهم إن نحن إلا بشر مثلكم ولكن الله يمن على من يشاء من عباده وما كان لنا أن نأتيكم بسلطان إلا بإذن الله وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون وعلى الله فليتوكل المؤمنون وما لنا أن لا نتوكل على الله وقد هدانا سبلنا ولنصبرن على ما آذيتمونا وعلى الله فليتوكل المتوكلون. وقال الذين كفروا لرسلهم لنخرجنكم من أرضنا أو لتعودن في ملتنا فأوحى إليهم ربهم لنهلكن الظالمين ولنسكننكم الأرض من بعدهم ذلك لمن خاف مقامي وخاف وعيد. صدق الله العلي العظيم. This is a debate between the prophets and their communities. A long debate, an ongoing debate. It does not stop. This debate and this discussion and this argument does not stop, because every day we wake up in the morning, we have people who try to seek the truth and people who try to seek falsehood. So, one of the arguments of those who rejected the prophets, they said to them, "You are not qualified to be my prophet. You are not qualified. Because you are a human being like me. And if you are a human being, then you don't have any preference." So the answer of the prophets was, قالت لهم رسلهم. Their prophet said to them. So it is not one prophet. Many prophets in many different communities. Not just one. قالت لهم رسلهم. The prophets answered their communities who rejected faith. إن نحن إلا بشر مثلكم. Yes, we are humans like you. We are not angels. We are humans. ولكن الله يمن على من يشاء من عباده. But it is God who graciously provides His blessings upon whomsoever He chooses out of His creation, out of His servants. على من يشاء من عباده وما كان لنا أن نأتيكم بسلطان. So they are telling their communities that we are not angels, but we could be better than angels. We have that capacity. Humans have the capacity of being better than angels. Why? Because of what? Yes, say the answer. This is a discussion. No, we are listening to this side, so yeah. Yes, Yeah. Angels, they were created to follow instructions. No free will. Not only no free will, but also no desires. Angels do not eat, they do not drink, they do not sleep, they don't have relationships. Nothing, no desire. The only thing they do is to listen to God, to His commands, and they have to execute these commands. That's it. This is their work. And then, of course, their fuel, how they eat, how they get energized. يُسَبِّحُونَ اللَّهَ لَا يَفْتَرُونَ. They always glorify and sanctify God. This is their fuel. They don't, without a stop. Without a stop. This is how they get refreshed and energized. We get refreshed when you go home tonight and sleep. In the morning, you get refreshed. When you eat, when you drink, when you shower, you get refreshed. Angels do not do these things. Their refreshment depends on their sanctification. So they don't have desires. So when they don't have desires, it's not a big deal if they don't commit a crime, because they don't have desire to commit a crime. They don't have desire to sin. Whereas humans have all sorts of desires and temptations and pressures every single day, every single hour. Look at your children, how they face, what they face when they go to school, when they go to the market, when they go to the street, when they go to the mall, when they leave their homes, when they stay at home. 50 years ago, my father, he wanted to protect us. He said, you don't go out, stay at home. But nowadays, even if you keep your son at home, they have these devices. So you cannot keep them safe anywhere. Because Shaitan was outside 50 years ago. You have to meet him outside. Now Shaitan is inside and outside, both. So there are temptations everywhere, pressure everywhere, pressure. The Shaitan is after us, the peer pressure of the society. So if we really can have self-control, we become better than angels and higher than angels, because we have a free will. We can sin and we can withhold ourselves from sins. We can go tonight, Thursday night, elsewhere. How many people are elsewhere tonight, doing something else? They are not with God. They don't even think of God. They have their own entertainment, because they have a free will. But you chose to come here to remember God. At 5 a.m. when you wake up for Fajr prayers, it's not easy, especially when you go home late, when you had a long day the day before. But then your love for God connects you to Him. You say, I must stand. He's waiting for me. I must. I know I am very sleepy and tired, but there is something else more important I have to do. God is waiting to hear my voice. So this is because you have a choice. You have a choice, you do that. You are not forced. Nobody forces you to wake up 5 a.m. to do your Fajr prayers. Right or wrong? Say right. Okay? So, قالت لهم رسلهم إن نحن إلا بشر مثلكم. We are humans, yes, we are humans. But remember, you expect us to be angels? We're going to tell you that we are better than angels. Because angels, they have desires, they cannot sin. They don't have desires, they cannot sin. We do have desires, but we don't sin. We choose not to sin. So we are better than angels. ولكن الله يمن على من يشاء من عباده. God is gracious unto whomsoever He wills among His servants. What does that mean? God is gracious with some people among His servants. What does that mean? It means that some people have the potential, the qualifications to be good, and God sees that in them. He sees that those people are righteous. They have self-control. They don't follow their desires. So He chooses them to be His ambassadors, His emissaries to mankind. So God sees it. God sees this potential in them. It's like someone who comes and he looks at the community and then he says, this one, this one, this one, those 5, they are the best, they are the elite. So He selects them because He sees in them the potential. He sees the commitment. He sees the discipline. He sees the seriousness. This is what God does with the prophets. Prophets do not come prophets at random. You know, among Bani Israel, there were people who were, you know, more outspoken, more eloquent than Musa. Musa was not very eloquent. Musa had difficulty when he wanted to speak. وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي. I have a problem. Musa at that time, as we say today, he needed speech therapy at that time. But God said, Musa, I am choosing you because of your inner qualities, because you are sincere, because when you speak to me, you put وَضَعْتَ خَدَّكَ عَلَى التُّرَابِ. Not only you put your forehead on dust as humility, but you also put your cheeks too. This is why I chose you, because you are dedicated. So God sees these potentials and these qualifications, and يَمُنُّ عَلَى مَنْ يَشَاءُ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ. This is a gift from God. To be a prophet, to be righteous, to be a role model in your community, this is a gift. God has given you these gifts. Man means a gift, hadiyah from God. يَمُنُّ عَلَى مَنْ يَشَاءُ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ. Now, my friends, sometimes some people say, why God made this one righteous, but he didn't make my son righteous? Why God gave this family piety, he did not give our family piety? People ask, why this boy is religious, whereas the one next door is not religious? People ask these questions. Are these things at random? It happens, you know, randomly, by accident. Someone becomes religious by accident, and someone becomes disreligious or irreligious by accident. Nothing is by accident. Nothing by accident. When God gives, whether children to someone, good children or bad children, it has reasons. Whether God gives guidance to some people and misguidance to others, there are reasons. These things are not random. These things depend on our intention, our niyyah. Sometimes your niyyah, sometimes your amal, sometimes both. Both. The intention and the deeds. But the intention is more important than the deeds. Because sometimes you have an intention to do something, but you don't have the means. You don't have means. You don't have money. You don't have health. You love to do certain things. So God says, I will credit you according to your intention. Even if that intention was not materialized, never mind. I'm going to give you the credit. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَلِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. For every person is the reward. The reward goes for his or her deeds or intention. Intention. وَلِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَا نَوَى. وَمَا كَانَ لَنَا أَن نَأْتِيَكُمْ بِسُلْطَانٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. They told them that we cannot, it is not for us to bring you a miracle save by God's leave and God's permission. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. So in God, let the believers trust. Most of those who rejected the prophets, they kept asking them for something. What is it? Miracles. If you truly prophet, show me a miracle. Remove this roof now. Bring the sun down. You know. Destroy this person. Kill that person. This is what they said to Salih. They said, Salih, if you are a prophet, look at this mountain. Make this mountain delivers a camel. Something impossible. Not just impossible, illogical too. Illogical. So they kept saying to him, we believe in you. We trust you. We follow you. We have one more request. Make this mountain, opens and bring us a camel. So he prayed to God. And God said, okay. But this is the last request. If they don't believe, there is destruction after that. There is punishment. And this is what happened. All of a sudden, the mountain started to convulse and shake. And then a camel comes out. ناقة الله وسقياها. But then, when they saw the camel, فكذبوه, still they rejected him. كذبوه فعقروها, and then they hamstrung the camel. فكذبوه فعقروها. What happened immediately after that? فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها. سواها means leveled it, level. يعني no wall survived, no house survived, nothing survived in their town. فسواها. It was wiped out. The village was wiped out. So they come to the prophets and they ask them, not because they want to believe, they don't want to believe, they want to argue, they want to reject. So their prophets tell them, you keep coming to me and asking me about a miracle. I cannot do a miracle except with the leave of God. Whenever God finds it necessary, He will give me the power to perform miracle. Whenever it is not necessary, He would not. So don't waste my time and your time. وَمَا كَانَ لَنَا أَن نَأْتِيَكُمْ بِسُلْطَانٍ. Sultan is, though it is translated as authority, but here in this context, it's what? Miracle. وَمَا كَانَ لَنَا أَن نَأْتِيَكُمْ بِسُلْطَانٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ, except with God's leave, because the prophet is a human being. He cannot perform miracles without God's help and permission. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. So in God, let the believers trust. Let them put their trust in God. وَمَا لَنَا أَلَّا نَتَوَكَّلْ. Number 12. وَمَا لَنَا أَلَّا نَتَوَكَّلَ عَلَى اللَّهِ وَقَدْ هَدَانَا سُبُلَنَا. Why shouldn't we trust in God? The prophets are saying, why shouldn't we trust in God? What is it that we have if we don't trust in God? Everything we have is from God. So definitely, when you have a good wife and the wife is sacrificing her life for you, don't you trust her? Of course you trust her. When you have a good husband, when you have a good son, a good daughter, a good friend, a good teacher, a good neighbor, good father, good mother, you trust them. When they are doing everything for you, you trust them. So the prophets are saying, God is doing everything for us. Why shouldn't we trust Him? We don't trust our health. We don't trust our wealth. We don't trust our, intelligence. I'm independent because I have intelligence, I have money, I have expertise. No. Yes, we have these things. But at the end of the day, my trust is in God. Not in these things. It's not about me being, political leader, president, prime minister, wealthy, I have a tribe, I have this, I have that. We should not put a trust in what we have. I'm going to speak about the meaning of trust in God tomorrow in the Friday prayers, inshallah. The meaning of tawakkul. What does tawakkul mean? Tawakkul is something very important. We have to embrace tawakkul every day. We have to believe in tawakkul. But what does it mean? Tomorrow, inshallah, Friday prayers. وَمَا لَنَا أَلَّا نَتَوَكَّلَ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Why shouldn't we trust God? Because everything we have is from God. Some people, they have a trust in their health. And then with one visit to the doctor's office, they come back home crying. They realize that, no, I really should not trust my health. Some people trust their wealth, but they can lose it any minute. Someone trusted his position because he became the president, and after 1 year they put him in jail and he died. He died of heart attack in his jail. So his position did not help him. Nothing can help you other than God. Don't put your trust in anything except God. Except God. Put your absolute trust in God. God would not let you down. Anything could be lost. Any day, any minute. There was a wrestler, very famous in the Middle East. Very, very famous. This is probably 50, 60 years ago. So he used to win all the championships. He would knock down his opponents sometimes from the first round. He would knock them down. So one day, the king was sitting and watching the game. The king, the cabinet, the military leaders. So this hero came, the wrestlers came, and then he knocked his opponent down. And then a moment of ghurur came to him. Ghurur, pride and arrogance. And it happens to us too, huh? Do you know? Sometimes when we achieve some victory, when we win, a moment of ghurur can strike. And it can take only 2 seconds, no more, huh? 2 seconds, not 2 days. Sometimes 2 seconds. Moment of ghurur. That you say, wow, then I'm great. Look what I did. This is ghurur. This man, the wrestler, when he knocked his opponent down, he turned to God. He said, God, now I want you to send Jibreel so I can wrestle with him and knock him down next. Moment of ghurur. Because the king is sitting, watching. Send me your Jibreel. Send him down. Let me show you how can I knock him down. A few days later, he had a severe headache. And they took him to the doctor's office or the hospital. And they said he had internal bleeding. And he became paralyzed. He had a friend. The friend said, I was sitting there when he talked to God, and he said to him, send Jibreel. So I went to visit him. He stayed in the hospital for some time. After that, they sent him to the hospice, to the home hospice somewhere else. So I went to him. I found him laying in bed. He could not move. His wife left him. His friends rarely come and visit him. So I looked at his toe. His toe was swollen. I said, what happened to your toe? There is an infection. There is, bleeding. He said, yes. There is a mouse that comes out of that small hole every single day when there is no one here, and he starts biting my toe. And I can't do anything. I cannot even move my toe. I cannot move my leg. I am powerless, helpless. So if you can help me do something, help me. Can you imagine? A few weeks ago, he said to God, send Jibreel. Send me Jibreel down. Let me knock him down. Now he cannot move his leg. This is the moment of ghurur. Sometimes we go through ghurur. So be careful. Imam Ali says, at the time of your gain and victory, put your head down. Do sujood. Prostrate for God and say, God, I'm nothing. This victory, this win, this is because of you. It's not because of me. I'm your servant who's powerless and helpless. إلهي إن لم تبتدئني الرحمة منك بحسن التوفيق فمن السالك بي إليك في واضح الطريق وإن أسلمتني أناتك لقائد الأمل والمنى فمن المقيل عثراتي من كبوات الهوى وإن خذلني نصرك عند محاربة النفس والشيطان فقد وكلني خذلانك إلى حيث النصب والحرمان. Imam Ali says, Ilahi, I'm nothing. All the blessings that I have, it's from you. If you abandon me for 1 second, I cannot survive. It's all because of you. Everything I have, وَمَا بِكُم مِّن نِعْمَةٍ فَمِنَ اللَّهِ. Every success you have in your life, it's from God. Every ni'mah. So always remember that. Always. وَمَا لَنَا أَلَّا نَتَوَكَّلَ عَلَى اللَّهِ وَقَدْ هَدَانَا سُبُلَنَا. Allah is making my life easier for me. هَدَانَا سُبُلَنَا. هَدَانَا سُبُلَنَا means the navigator that you have, the GPS you have in your car, it makes your job easy. When you travel, it guides you. God created a GPS for us to live, to enjoy our life, to see our way in this life. He made it easy for us. وَقَدْ هَدَانَا سُبُلَنَا وَلَنَصْبِرَنَّ عَلَى مَا أَذَيْتُمُونَ. We will Surely endure patiently over your harassment, because they were harassing them and persecuting them. وَلْنَصْبِرَنَّ عَلَى مَا آذَيْتُمُونَا وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. And in God, let the people of trust put their trust. What was the verse in the previous, what was the sentence in the previous verse? وَعَلَى اللَّهِ, in the previous one, number 11, وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. In number 12, وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَلْيَتَوَكَّلِ الْمُتَوَكِّلُونَ. What is the difference between them? In the first one, it says, in God, let the believers put their trust. In the second one, it says, in God, let the people of trust put their trust. So what is the difference between them? The difference is that in the first one, only the believers put their trust in God. In the second one, it says, then after that, anyone should put his trust in God, whether he's a believer or non-believer. Because there is no one worthy of a trust other than God. Only God is worthy where you put your trust in Him. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِرُسُلِهِمْ لَنُخْرِجَنَّكُمْ مِنْ أَرْضِنَا. Look at this. But then, my friends, what is tawakkul? I'm going to speak about it tomorrow, but in one short sentence. Tawakkul, does it happen regularly? Does it happen for all people? All people can put their trust in God? No. Even if you read it in the Quran and you decide sometimes, you can't. Why you can't? Do you know why? Do you know why? Can you run for 5 miles now after this session? Go home running for 5 miles. Can you do that? Huh? You can't. But can some people do it? Huh? Of course. Of course, they can run 50 miles. So why? What is the difference between you and them? Practice, training. Tawakkul does not come whenever you say, let me put my trust and it happens. You need to train yourself. First time you fail, second time you fail, 10 times you fail, but you have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it until one day you reach that stage. It requires persistence and sacrifice to get that virtue, because tawakkul is gift from God. And not anyone is qualified to get that gift. You need to work hard. وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِرُسُلِهِمْ. And I conclude here. Look at the narrative of the rejectors of faith. What did they say? Those are the arrogant. لَنُخْرِجَنَّكُمْ مِنْ أَرْضِنَا أَوْ لَتَعُودُنَّ فِي مِلَّتِنَا. Surely we shall expel you from our land, or you shall revert to our creed and our ideology. You have to submit. This is the logic and the slogan of all arrogance. They tell you, go back home. So it's not only happening now in America. It happened to all the prophets. They tell the prophets, go back home. Go back home. I don't want to listen to you. They tell them, go back home. So anyone who says to anyone else, go back home, it means he's arrogant. لَنُخْرِجَنَّكُمْ. We will expel you. Go back home. مِنْ أَرْضِنَا. Or you have to submit to us. Submit. Submit to our arrogance. Say yes. And agree with us 100%. We would admit you. We would accept you into our club. If you don't submit, then you have to go back home. This is happening in America today. With some arrogant people here. They tell you either you accept everything I say, or you have no room here. Yesterday, the president was signing an executive order. You cannot criticize not only Judaism, but the state of Israel. You can criticize America, but not Israel. Huh? Do you follow me? You can criticize America and the president of America, but you can't criticize Israel. where do we go? I don't know which direction this guy is taking us. He's taking a nation of 330 million. Which direction? So, لنخرجنكم من أرضنا أو لتعودن في ملتنا فأوحى إليهم ربهم لنهلكن الظالمين. And I was listening to a rabbi, he says this is wrong. A rabbi, he says I'm a rabbi for 60 years. This is wrong. We don't accept this. God said to them, لنهلكن الظالمين. We will. God's answer to go back home is what? We will destroy those wrongdoers. They are not going to last. And then, وَلَنُسْكِنَنَّكُمُ الْأَرْضِ. For the oppressed, for those who stick to the truth, for those who resist the dominance of the dictators and the arrogance, God says, وَلَنُسْكِنَنَّكُمُ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ. We will make you to dwell in the land after them. You're going to inherit the land, and this is what God says. لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ, not anyone, الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Those who have faith and those who do good, لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ. He will give them the land. لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ. After destroying the tyrants, they will take over. لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. So, the conclusion is, وَلَنُسْكِنَنَّكُمُ الْأَرْضَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ. Who are going to be the next leaders, the just leaders? Those who have these two qualities. What are the qualities? ذَلِكَ لِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامِي وَخَافَ وَعِيدٍ. It is for the one who fears the station of God. What is the station of God, my friends? What is the station of God? God has a station. God is everywhere. The station of God, it means وَأَمَّا مَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ وَنَهَى النَّفْسَ عَنِ الْهَوَى. God is everywhere. His station, it means you feel that He's watching me. He's watching me. So at the time of sin, He's there. He's listening, He's watching, He's seeing, He's aware. This is مقام الله. ذَلِكَ لِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامِي. The one who really respects God and he is conscious of God and he knows that God is watching him. وَخَافَ وَعِيدٍ. And also he fears wa'id. What is wa'id? Wa'id is a promise. It's a reference to where? The hereafter. Hereafter, of course. There is a day of judgment. So he thinks about the day of judgment. When we put these two things in mind, God is there and watching, and there is a day of accountability and judgment, then we would not commit a sin. When we put these two things always in our mind. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات. تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات إنك مجيب الدعوات. Our brothers and sisters in Ahlul Bayt initiative, they are going to distribute. This is a flyer that we sent. They are in need for distribution to the homeless people, in need to blankets gently used or in new blankets, not a blanket which is 50 years old, please. And shawl and socks, warm socks and hats and beanies. So if you have these things in you, or if you don't have them in you, you can give them money. You can give them money because the weather these nights, it's a bit chilly, and there are some people who sleep in the streets. I saw something very inspiring, beautiful today on television. A group of people like us who are not homeless, they have homes, they have food, they have hot meals, they have parents, but they decided to bring awareness to the misery of the homeless. So they decided to spend one night in this cold weather in the street. To spend one night. So to bring awareness and tell people, see, this is what they suffer. So they interviewed them in the morning. Some of them said, we could not sleep last night. We really couldn't sleep. So my friends, alhamdulillah, Allah has given us those wonderful people, merciful people in our community, men and women, who are very dedicated. They have ikhlas. Their heart is full of love and compassion and mercy. So let's help them out. One of them is Sister Tanweer, Sister Najat, Brother Human, Hajj Kareem. Many of them are here. So you can give them some money. Sadaqah, you can give them donation so they can buy these things and distribute them, inshallah. Wa sallallahu wa sallama ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ahli baytihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin.